But let's just start off with Demon Slayer, the Hashira training arc. I think you've seen it all now, have you?
I have seen it all, yeah.
Yeah. And what have you thought about it so far?
I thought it was okay. I feel like this is the calm before the storm. I'm hoping the actual storm will be pretty massive.
Yeah.
But knowing now it's going to be split into 3 movies,
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried.
You're a bit
I
worried.
don't know how long. Yeah, I don't know how long the final arc is, but I feel like they're just gonna stretch it out and add a lot of filler into movies, make it, a movie length. That's what I'm mainly worried about.
Okay. From what I've been hearing, no spoilers, but it is a long arc, so
A long arc.
you gotta think. The Mugen Train arc movie was nearly 2 hours long, and 2 hours worth of episodes covers about 5 to 6 episodes. So it's like you're getting a season worth of anime, but it's movies essentially.
Fair enough, but this final arc, whatever it's called, the Infinity Castle,
Yeah,
is like 22 episodes long or something.
yeah,
Okay,
it's around that.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
so you're good. You're
that's
good.
crazy.
But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, dude. If it wasn't for that final episode, I think this is the worst season so far. Like that final episode saved it for me.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The season was very boring, and then
It was extremely boring, and if I'm being honest, it just felt a bit pointless. I feel like they could have condensed all these training arc episodes
yeah.
and just had like
Should've.
some sort of montage, like in Rocky, like just see Tanjiro just briefly train with all these Hashiras. I wasn't really feeling those episodes.
I wasn't either. I think the reason why they did that is because it's the last time we're gonna see him in that kind of setting.
Yeah, it's the
Potentially,
last.
I don't know.
It might be the last like Demon Slayer TV like format for them.
Yeah.
So I do get. I did like the Stone Hashira's flashback though. That was quite emotional.
Yeah, that sucks for him.
Yeah, I really did feel sorry for him.
But
apart from that,
that's
no.
just-
Let's just talk about the final episode. Alright, so the episode begins with Muzan literally walking his way to Master Kagaya's household. This whole walking scene was just so cool. Like, this
I
man...
hated it.
Really?
Listen. I hated it only because they just copied and pasted the last 8 minutes of the last episode.
Yeah.
They were padding out the timer with that fucking walk. We already seen him stand right next to him, so you have to show the entire walk again. Really?
I get it,
What was
but... Yeah, I see what you
That
mean
was-
there. I think they wanted to
was
pad out that 40-minute, runtime, but...
It's cheap. Just keep it. You should have just kept it the standard length.
Yeah.
Man. Don't trick people into thinking, hey, look, we got extra time. Or
They should have just played the theme song instead, It's the same amount of time, you
Yeah.
know? But it is what it is. Anyway, Muzan comes to Kagaya, and it's the first time, we're seeing a little bit of Kagaya's quote-unquote backstory, like hearing how his family, ever since Muzan was born, has been cursed because of his bloodline.
Yeah.
So... I found it interesting, but like a bit confusing. So
Not interesting, confusing, also not interesting, and kind of boring.
I
Because
find it.
everyone
I
kinda
find it
predicted-
interesting.
Everyone kind of knew he was related to Muzan in some way.
I thought he was like a long lost twin brother, but it was surprising.
a
that
long lost twin brother. You think that guy was a demon also?
I thought it was like some sort of vampire. Like I from day one, I was thinking, oh, he has he's hiding something, Like he's never really in the show. He's always casually
the only
in the
thing
back.
he hid was
Yeah.
him being related to Muzan, and that was it. And everyone called it.
But yeah, he's like a descendant, and
Yeah.
to my surprise, he's really young. He's only in his 20s.
Yeah, they die young. There's that curse, which sucks.
It's sad. It's really sad. I found it really weird that the kids were really chilled out throughout this entire
That was
series
weird,
of events.
yeah. I also, it's weird. I kind of like it, but I also don't like it of how smug the master was. He just wouldn't stop talking.
Kagaya was just absolutely eating up these
yapping.
scenes.
He was delaying his death as much as possible, bro. He
I
did not
know.
want to die. He just kept talking.
Kept talking and talking and talking, this guy. And
Then
moves
you
on.
realise what actor was doing, and it was actually a genius move. And almost would have worked if Muzan wasn't this bro of a character.
Yeah. I did find this whole line of the will of humans will last forever a little bit corny. You know, it's that cliche in anime.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The will of the human stuff was stupid.
Yeah.
It's like you demons, you can live on forever. You can you could like survive the most dangerous like ailments or whatever, like damages, bullshit. You can lose eye and it will regrow. But what we have the will of the human. You're
Yeah.
dying, bitch. You die. You literally did on bed, coughing up blood. You're dying. What?
Yeah.
Stop, man.
Yeah. I just sort of. I kind of blurred that out from my mind, if I'm being honest.
If Muzan wanted to, he could have literally just created more demons.
He could have. He
If he
could have.
wanted to. But apparently Muzan, from like last season, he's like finally he doesn't need to recreate more demons or some shit because
Yeah.
he's a selfish dude.
He's after that Nezuko.
Yeah.
I did like this sequence of like the lions and the dragons animating. Like,
Oh, that was.
I got like a 90s Disney vibe from it. But Muzan decides to blow up the entire. I thought it was Muzan at first, but then I found out it was Kagaya who blew it up afterwards.
Which one's Kagaya again?
The master.
Oh yeah. So yes. Is it not case? He literally had his whole family here. He's like, no, I don't want to die alone. You guys are gonna die with me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Is it not case? Is it not case?
He's a nutcase. I feel.
Dude, that plan would have worked 100% if we just knew beforehand that this bitch cannot die by his head getting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
It
And
could
the
have
only way
worked.
to kill him. Only way to kill him is by sunlight. How the fuck?
I know.
Maybe Tanjiro has to kill him because he has the.
He's got the sun
technique.
breathing technique. I think that's
But I
what
don't
it's
think
leading
so. I
up
think it
to.
has to be
You know,
potentially.
you even see it in the opening theme song.
Oh, I never noticed that. Like, what did it say in the opening theme song?
I don't know. It doesn't say. You just see. You know, as it's playing the theme song, you just see Tanjiro and Muzan confronting.
Charging, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought it was pretty graphic. You know, Muzan regenerating. I really like that animation.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
the guy should have been dead, and then the stone Hashira comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, that whole sequence of Tamayo was
Amazing.
beautiful.
Oh yeah, she comes out of nowhere as well, and then he observes her ability. That's crazy.
I know.
I didn't know he could do that.
I mean, he is the leader of the demons, so anything is possible
Now
with this
it makes
guy.
sense now. Now it makes sense because if he does absorb Nezuko, he will literally survive the sun. So that makes sense now.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Well,
looks
because,
like.
you know he observed that girl's abilities with the poisonous needle thing, not poisonous, but the weird needle thing,
Yeah, that thing.
the vein, the weird vein ability shit.
You thought it would do a really good job at making characters cry. I must admit, like the way they animate the tears. Yeah.
Oh, I did like the 3D technology they used as well in last season and this season. I don't know
Oh,
if you
the
noticed
3D animation.
Yeah, it was
They used it
pretty
on the fish demon things in season 3.
good. Oh no, I hated it there. I hated it there,
Oh.
the way they pulled it off. But the way they pulled it off this season in the background alone, like the background, scenery, it was pretty good.
Yeah. I was quite surprised that the Stone Hashira was in on the plan, I think.
Yeah, he was in on it. Yeah,
So it was pretty damn emotional for him.
because he is the strongest and he will have like the most. Because he is level-headed. If the others knew the plan that the mansion was going to be blown up, they wouldn't have.
They would have done
saved it
everything in
as
their
well.
power to stop it from happening. There's no way
Yeah.
they would have let Kagaya do what he did.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, but his animation sequence when he's like fighting Muzan was really
crazy.
slick. Like, I did like that. And all the Hashiras come and confront Muzan, and it's the first time they all see Muzan for once. You know, they've never seen
I
him.
realised that.
Yeah, none of them.
Because they mentioned it, except Tanjiro. Like, wait, you seen Muzan? Like, what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that's crazy.
But it was so cool. I was hoping to see a little bit more action, but they're saving it for the movies, so I get it.
They're saving it for the movie, yeah.
But then Muzan transports them to the Infinity Castle, and Genya, Inosuke, and Zenitsu are all in there as well. And what's his name? Murata as well?
Yeah. All the randoms, all the lower Demon Slayers, like, everyone just got teleported.
I'm so
Everyone's
curious to know what's going on with Zenitsu. He's so serious, like, in this season. Well, like, the latter
been
half.
Spoiled.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
I've been
spoilers.
spoiled, so I know exactly what's happening.
I have a
here.
feeling it has something to do with the letter he was holding in the previous episode.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you can remember. Was it season 1?
He had
where
a
they introduced
grandfather.
The character?
Yeah, it was a grandfather character.
So it could be like related
yeah.
to like his family or some shit.
That's what I'm getting at.
But I have been spoiled, so I know exactly what it is.
Oh, I
won't
haven't.
say.
This is probably yeah. I'm surprised I haven't been spoiled on this series, because the way people talk about it online is crazy.
Now, to be honest with you, I think I've been spoiled with Jujutsu Kaisen than
Oh,
Demon
yeah.
Slayer.
Oh, yes. The manga. Gosh. I won't talk about it in case people are listening and they don't want to know, but I've heard... Man, you can't avoid it, you can't avoid it.
Yeah, you can't avoid it.
It just shows you how big and popular this series is,
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the episode for Demon Slayer. Tanjiro swears he will take down Muzan, and we got to wait for the movies to come out. So my thoughts on the movies, I like it. I'm gonna... This might be a hot take, but I personally feel like Demon Slayer works better as movies than as a TV series, in my opinion.
You only had one movie.
The
You only
mo-
had one movie.
Yeah.
You've only had one movie.
The thing is, the Mugen Train arc just flowed so much better as a film
It was
than a
very
TV show.
short arc as well, though. It was only eight episode lengthwise.
But the thing with every season of Demon Slayer is that the way the story is structured, it feels more like an event, like an Avengers movie. It feels like it's all happening in the moment. So it feels...
How about this then?
Yeah.
Would you rather have this arc we've just seen this season in a movie format?
Yes.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I
happens
prefer
this
it.
season except
Like,
nothing happened.
even if it was an hour and a half, it would be so much better. Like, just get it all out of the way and then just have this as your finale in the third act. It would have been chef's kiss
That
for me.
makes sense. I see what you're picking up here.
Because episode 1 in this season was pretty good. You had the two Hashira boys take down the demons, and then they were teleported into the Infinity Castle. So that first act could have paralleled well with this act of all the Hashiras falling down into the Infinity Castle. That's just my opinion,
And also with the movies as well, it gives the animators a lot less stress. It seems like
Yes.
when it comes to animating it gives them a lot more time.
Yes.
That does mean there's a longer wait though.
I feel
So
like they're
that's
gonna
fine.
release it at the same time because the new My Hero Academia movie is coming into the US in October, and it's just
So
been
do you
released in
think?
Japan.
So do you think it's going to be back to back? Each movie will come out this like
I think it's
next year,
gonna be
2025,
1
2026,
year.
2027.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Okay.
like how Infinity Wars was released. You know, you had 2018, 2019. You know, it's gonna be like that. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like that.
Okay.
But that's it for Demon Slayer. I'm gonna give no. Let's go back in time and let's rank all the seasons. Let's start with season
Oh.
one. What did you think of
Okay.
season one?
Shall we do like this season one, arc one, or whatever, or
Yeah,
just
season
season one
one.
as a whole?
That's a good question because it's part one and part two.
Yeah.
First 12 episodes of season one. What do you think?
So what's the highest rating? What's the highest rank? It was, I think, part one was like a solid 9 out of 10. I love the way they introduced the concept of the demons. I love the twist of his family getting killed right at the start, and then his sisters is trying to eat him. That shit was emotional as hell, and then everything transpires into this training arc of him trying to get better, trying to protect his sister at the same time. I love that shit.
I think I might agree. I think I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. A close, maybe. If I'm being honest, dude, I might give it a 10 out of 10. Like, this was a really, really solid arc for me. Like, it was tightly written. It had a lot of stakes. It was serious. I think it was the most serious arc in my opinion. Because Tanjiro just lost his family. He has to train, look after Nezuko. It's so sad, you know?
Yeah.
And I like the fights. Like, they were really creative, you know, with the arrows and all that.
Yeah, and the twist with the kid that he's training with the other guy, but then it turns out he was actually dead. He's a enforced ghost.
Oh, you mean Eren Yeager 2.0? It's the same voice actor.
Oh yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he's the
Sabito.
voice actor.
Yeah, Sabito and Ma Kamo.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yeah.
I will give the first half a 10 out of 10. I did reactions of
Okay.
this back in the day and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Okay, second half. What do you give it? What's your thoughts?
This is where they flex
Yeah.
what they could do in fight scenes.
Yeah.
This is easily a 10 out of 10. And I don't think anyone expected them to like cook up something that creative and so beautiful at the same time. That's a 10 out of 10.
Writing wise, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Animation wise, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. This was just beautiful to look at, and I like the character designs. I think these villains had possibly my favorite designs. Like, I just thought they were so creepy and eerie. Yes, I also felt really sad for some of them, you know. The dynamics in the family was really pretty damn toxic, you know. But I liked how
introduction to like a lower rank as well. A lower rank.
I liked how the villain sibling rivalry or connection, whatever, correlated to Tanjiro and Nezuko's, you know, connection.
Yeah.
I think it's
like
probably
that.
the highest rated episode on season one, in my opinion. I think.
And then they also had the flashback where his dad's dancing, and that was 60 FPS. It seemed like.
Yeah, the animation.
Whatever.
It was
Yeah,
so.
it's so good.
Was that 3D? Like. Or
I
was
don't know what it was. Whatever they used.
I thought it was
sick.
like a. You know how they would 3D animate something and then they would like add a toon shader to it, but
Yeah.
it looked so fluid. It was really, really cool. I didn't really like the last 2 episodes of the season. It felt but apart from that, I really enjoyed the second
That was
half.
the Hashira. That was the
Yeah.
the Hashira.
Yeah, it was a bit but apart from that, I really did like the episode. You know,
Yeah.
the season. I mean, I'll give it a
Very good.
10 out of 10. But what do you give the Mugen Train arc?
Ah, right. So I really, 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 really enjoyed the Mugen Train arc.
Yeah, we saw it with Charlie in the cinemas, remember?
Shout out to Charlie.
Poor Charlie had no idea what was going on.
No idea what was going on.
I told him to
like a Michael Jackson demon.
Yeah, I told him to watch the season 1 movie recaps, but he only saw like the first 20 minutes of it, so
I hope he enjoyed the fight scene at the end though.
he said that he had a hard time keeping up with the subtitles, but he got used to it towards the end.
Oh, well, okay, that's the ending is the most important part. I do feel bad for him though as well, because I will say the first half of the movie was just not interesting and not really doing much.
It was a little flat, you know.
Yeah, it was very flat, yeah.
But mate, Tanjiro Control-Alt-deleting himself over and over again just to get back.
Yeah,
that was...
Yeah.
I think that should have pushed that R rating, in my opinion, you know, like, damn.
That's like some self-harm type stuff.
I know.
Like,
damn. But that was really cool. I was emotional. I won't lie,
a lot of people were crying as well.
Yeah, towards the end. That was sad. This is the one thing that got spoiled for me, like online. Everyone was talking about it in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Rengoku.
I've seen that spoiler as well. Yep.
But man, the cinema was packed when this film came out. What was it, 2021? We watched it? Because they had to delay it. It came out in 2020, but because of the lockdown, they had to delay it by a year for the UK.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a quick question.
Yeah.
Will the final arc movies come out the same release as the Japanese audience, or will there be a delay? I
think it'll be like a 1 to 2 month release delay, but I think it's going to be around the same time. And that's my prediction. I don't know. I'm predicting. All
right.
They could be like, because it's the final arc, I think, isn't it? That's what they're promoting it as. Yeah.
Sony is producing or like funding it, or
funding
it. I should say publishing it.
One cool thing is that the English dub will also release at the same time, so that's cool for dub lovers.
Nice.
But yeah, Mugen Train, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one. For what Demon Slayer is, 10 out of 10. Now let's get to the Entertainment District arc.
Absolute banger, bro. This dude, 10 out of 10. It is my favorite arc of the entire show.
I will give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's good, very good, but I don't know why I don't know. I think the problem with I watched it at a weird time, I feel like, and I think when we were watching it at the time, I was so distracted that I wasn't really, into it, But when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, I get it. I get the hype, So I feel like this arc is better on rewatch, in my opinion.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a pretty interesting arc. Is it my favorite arc? I mean, I think it's the most entertaining arc, in my opinion. No pun intended.
Yeah, they're very fully intended. That was fully intended.
I just have a soft spot for some of the episodes in season 3, in my opinion, but I'll give it a 9.5. The Nezuko transformation caused quite an uproar online.
Oh yeah, it's a bit weird.
She's what, 13 years old, 14? I mean, isn't that what she's meant to look like? Because she's a demon, she can't age. So
yeah, she has a baby form as well.
I mean, you could defend it because she's wearing like a child's outfit and she's grown up, so she's not going to fit in it. But you know what they were doing. You know, it's a shonen series. It's meant for 15-year-old boys, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it had some of the coolest animation I've seen in anything. You know. Imagine.
Dude, it's so good. There were so many twists and turns. You think people have died, but they didn't die. That guy's fighting with one arm, and he just, dude, it was crazy.
It was.
Especially Tanjiro going beast mode for like a second.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
had like, and then whatever her name was shaking. But it turns out she wasn't shaking. It was actually Muzan that was shaking.
Yeah, that's
she actually
it.
felt the presence of the guy. I forgot his name. But dude, it was so damn sick.
It was a beautiful, beautiful piece of art, and I feel like when I saw this, it made me realize that I think Demon Slayer, out of any anime I've ever seen, has possibly the best animation and art. I think it might be a hot take, but I think they are at their peak when it comes to this. Ufotable.
Yes.
Like, I don't think I've seen any. I can't think of any other anime that has reached this level of animation, you know, for Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah.
The closest I can think of is possibly Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc with the first core. I thought some of that looked really good. One Piece, the Wano arc, had some really awesome fights.
Yeah.
And Attack on Titan Season 1 also had some pretty amazing moments as well. So I feel like they are like the only series that have rivaled Demon Slayer, but I think Demon Slayer still trumps over all of them, in my opinion.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah, but that's that. Carl, watching this and Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2 when Eren was in the paths at the same time was wild. Back in 2022. Like,
I think we're reading it in the manga, no?
this was in 2022 when this came out. Because the episodes came out.
It was happening in the manga. Did it happen in the manga first, though?
Oh no, when the anime adaptation came out for the Paths episode.
Was that really 2022?
Yeah, when Eren was like,
When did the
stand
manga
up.
came out?
The manga for Eren and Paths was in 2019.
Oh wow.
That was during when Endgame was out and all that.
Wow.
I remember I just started fourth year of uni when it came out. My mind was blown. Oh my gosh. I couldn't sleep that night. It was crazy. I was scared for Eren. I was like, oh, wait, Eren's behind me. Oh. But yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, that was a wild time. 2019 was a wild year, dude. We had Endgame. We had the final season of Game of Thrones. So we had Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2. We had Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. We had The Joker. We had Frozen 2. We had the final season of Gotham. We had Demon Slayer Season 1. Oh my gosh.
Okay, half the stuff you mentioned were ass, by the way.
I'm talking about hype, you know, like,
Oh,
and what blew up the box office, you know. Like, Disney had like 7 movies that made $1 billion that year, dude. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, they cannot. They bottled it. I can't lie. The Marvel stuff. They should never expanded into the TV format.
Yeah.
I think
That was
what hurt
Kevin
me.
Feige's biggest mistake, was making TV shows. They should have stuck to the movies. I think ever since Endgame ended, he should have gone on a break for like 3 years, come back with the X-Men and then Deadpool, and then we would be singing, you know, we would be cheering. But it is what it is, you know.
Yeah. They I don't know. They just felt like we really needed to see WandaVision for some reason.
Yeah, wasn't needed.
I don't get it.
It wasn't needed. But that's a topic for another day. Season 3 of Demon Slayer, what did you think of it?
Oh yeah, of course. Season 3. Season 3. What was season 3 again?
The Swordsmith Village arc.
Jeez, it honestly, that felt like that came out yesterday.
Really? Yeah.
The gap between season 2 and season 3 feels so long from each other.
It's so funny because it's a year apart. Season 2 came out in 2022. Season 3 came out in 2023, and season 4's come out in
That's
2024. You know?
That's so
Yeah.
weird because it really does feel like season 2 was like a distant memory away, whereas season 3 felt like it came out, recently.
Yeah, it does feel like a long time ago. You know, like 2022. I was in a different place back then. You know?
Yeah. Season 3. I thought it started off very slow, and then you see those weird flashbacks with Tanjiro. We're not even sure who this guy is, if it's his dad or what. Very weird.
Yeah.
Tanjiro seen somebody speak to somebody, we don't know who.
Yeah.
We also got the introduction of all the upper rank demons, and that was sick.
Yep.
That was the highlight of that first episode.
That was cool.
That was so
So
damn
cool.
cool. And then the rest of the season went downhill a bit. Nothing really happened much.
One thing I like
Yes.
about Demon Slayer is that they've maintained their art and animation consistency, you know?
Oh yes, yeah.
Like they've never ever dropped off, you know, when it comes to like the way they draw the characters and the lightning and the fire effects. It's all so consistent. And that's what I appreciate with Demon Slayer, you know. But yeah, I
music as
do
well
I
is
do
really
agree,
good.
like sorry, say that.
The music as
Oh,
well.
the music as well.
is super good.
And the voice acting as well. But this is an arc I feel like they should have done as a movie, you know? Like, this would have really worked well as a
Potentially.
movie.
Yeah, that probably would have benefited.
It would
more
have.
than-
Because you would have been able to cut out all those fillery moments, you know?
But then again, I didn't like the final boss. I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't like the upper ranks. I thought the upper ranks were so weird and stupid.
For a lot of people, they don't
really.
really like the villains in this arc. Like, it's not a fan favourite.
Very weak. Very weak.
But I
think
feel
the
like-
highlight was more than anything was Nezuko.
Yeah, Nezuko's walking through the sun. But
Yeah.
this season had my favourite opening theme song, in my opinion. Like, I love
like
the
season
song.
two more.
I love the song. I play it all the time.
What about season 2?
Season 2, the chorus is pretty nice, but it's good. I think season 2 is my second favourite.
Yo, you just a hater, dude. You just hate season 2. Let's just be real. You don't like anything about season 2.
It just doesn't really, it doesn't hit the spots, you know. You know, it doesn't hit me emotionally, you know.
Okay. I didn't really feel. Sorry. Also, I don't know if you've realised this in the openings. They always have that weird shot with Tanjiro looking at one direction and then flicks to the other direction. Then you notice that it's in all the openings where Tanjiro is looking one direction, and then they flick him to do. That's so. Come up with something new.
I feel like it's an indicator to the audience to know whether or not the Hashiras are going to live or die, because with Rengoku, he's turning in the opposite direction, but with everyone else, they're all looking in the same direction as Tanjiro.
I did not notice that.
You don't know?
That is crazy.
I've always noticed that ever since the Mugen Train.
So you're saying Rengoku got lost like Zoro and he got killed?
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, I will give the Swordsmith Village arc a 9.5 out of 10. Probably
I
close.
might give him an 8.
Yeah.
An 8.8 out of 10.
But season 4, we've talked about it. It's probably a 5 out of 10 for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? That's fair. That's actually very fair. It was
Nothing
boring.
happened. It was boring. It was so boring. And it was just... It felt
Okay,
pointless.
let's try and
I felt like Tanjiro didn't...
shout the positives.
Okay. All right. Let's
We-
positive.
we-
Okay.
we-
First
let's look at
episode,
the positives,
beautiful. I saw that in the cinema, so I was happy.
Oh right, yeah, because
Yeah.
they released it in the theater, didn't they?
They
Yeah.
did. Like the first 8 seconds, like I love some of these effects with what's his name? Simony, the snake Hashira.
Oh,
Like
let's call him.
I'm
Let's
obsessed.
just call him Orochimaru.
Like the way I just love the way the snake is animated. It's so cool. The positives, I liked the Ginya and his older brother's tension in the arc. They had a moment where they were confronting one another, and
Yeah.
that was really intense. I like the Stone Hashira, his sad backstory. That was sad.
Backstory, yep.
And the final episode was a 10 out of 10. Absolutely amazing. The best episode possibly so far for me.
Yeah.
It might be recency bias, but I don't care. I loved it.
Okay, let's talk about that ending specifically. I just don't like how he yapped for so long. He was talking for so long for no reason. If your goal was to just blow it up, then just blow
Master
it up.
Kagaya.
There's no long for like, bro, there ain't nobody gonna remember you, dude. Like, just die.
I mean, it's his final
Like, maybe
episode
Hashira
appearance,
will,
so,
but-
you know, he's got to talk, you know?
Yeah, fuck that guy, bro. This is the most he's ever talked, and I've never been more annoyed in my life. Go away, dude. I'm surprised Muzan had that much patience, bro. I'm like, yo, Muzan,
He's
please
got all the
get
time in the
over
world,
it.
Muzan. All the time in the world.
Just do the deed, Muzan. Just do it, bro.
But I liked it. I liked it a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really. How do you rank season 4? What's your rating?
I might give it a 7 out of 10. Honestly, I did like the dynamic between Tanjiro and the other Hashira. Seeing how
Yeah.
they interacted with each other. Even though nothing happened, I just liked seeing him interact with the
Yeah.
with Hashira, how that just spiraled out of control, and he got some links in on him. Like,
Yeah.
that's what, you know, Tanjiro has grown.
This
And
might
he
be
was
a.
able to keep up with the movements when
That's true.
Hashira was fighting.
Yeah,
Water
that's
Hashira. And
true.
also the water Hashira also opened up to Tanjiro and stuff, so we got more of his backstory. His stupid ass. What a dumb backstory. I'm 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. I just
5
remember
out of
that
10.
stupid backstory. So 5 out of 10 now.
Yeah.
5 out of 10.
The saving grace is the animation, so that's that. And that's Demon Slayer. We won't see it until the cinemas. Are you gonna go watch it in cinemas?
Oh yeah, we will have to.
We'll have to plan.
Yeah,
Let's get Charlie back
100%.
as well.
We'll
Make him confused again. Let's-
Oh no, I feel so bad for him.
Hopefully by now he's seen it. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, hope he's doing well.